like a lot of stress release for me as the walker.
Yes.
When I know I can count on her. Let's go.
Well, yes, that is true, and that's why people like the remote collar from my vantage point. And I was just gonna say this: she's way more relaxed. It's like she's like, oh, "Thank you for communicating with me." Like I get it.
Okay, and then
She's her mouth's open. She's very loose. Her tail's even. Like she's just having a good walk. Like she ain't got no worries. Yep. Nice. So about every other time, maybe every third time, you can tell her let's go, but
okay.
otherwise just tap the button. Nice. Relax your left hand, your left arm. There you go. There you go. Relax your left hand. Yeah. Ideally, whatever side you're gonna walk her on, have the leash in that hand. Yep. Stay pushing. Yeah.
My arm wants to go up.
Uh-huh. Good, go ahead and stop. Yep, good. Now, so with this stopping and sitting drill, when you stop, pressure, have all three forms of pressure, and telling her, what we're trying to set is a pattern that when you stop, she automatically sits. That's what we want. That's teaching manners. That's teaching the kid to chew with their mouth closed, don't talk with your mouth. That's just setting the pattern. Every time they do it, we say, hey, chew with your mouth closed. Right? Every time we stop, we show her that we want her to sit, so eventually she does it. That's her job that we're setting. Our job when we're teaching this is to be consistent, number one, but number two, breathe before we move forward. Because we start to get tense when we're training dogs, when we're working dogs. We start to get wound up and our arm starts coming up.
Right.
So we can alleviate that by, we go through showing her her job, take a minute, and then we go forward.
Okay.
Good. Breathe, and then move forward. There. Check your number. Put your 13. Go 12.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. That's why, just like a rearview mirror, I just want to check periodically. I always glance down, make sure I'm at the number I want. Good. Stop. Yes. Yes. Keep going. Good. Close the door, open the door on her. Yep. Good. And release. Now open up. Breathe. Good. Go right there. Stop. And nice. Release. Good. She wants to sit behind you. I'm not.
That's okay.
This is not comfortable.
Right.
The only thing I don't allow and I don't like is if she starts coming around and sitting in front facing.
Okay.
That's, I don't want that.
Okay.
But if she wants to sit, not that up the side, she wants to sit behind, like, okay, fine. Like, we're teaching manner, we're teaching expectation, and when we stop, I just need you to relax. That's the idea.
Okay.
So let's do two more and then we'll head back. Good. Good, perfect. Nice. Nice. Good, very nice. So turn, let's go, tap the button.
Let's go.
Yes.
Just go straight back.
Yep. Unless she starts to get out ahead of you, then we can stop, we can turn.
So how far ahead, like, is okay? Like,
For me-
relaxed leash?
For me, I don't care.
Okay.
Because
I don't either, but I don't know.
it's a matter of, let me see the leash real quick. It's a matter of I want to allow her freedom to do things.
Oh, Jesus. Sorry.
So I can communicate with her. Good.
forget?
So that was a 38. So it's a mat. How far? As far as she's being polite.
Okay.
If I have, so this is a 9-foot leash, and if she's out there and she's pulling me over to that little barrel cactus, so I can hold this now with leash pressure and so she's pulling me over there.
Right.
No, we're not having that.
Right.
I'm gonna say let's go. We can try a second approach
Okay.
and work it that way. But otherwise, I mean, when I walk my own dogs and when I with client dogs too, that get them to the point where they're dragging a leash or they're off leash, they might go out all the way up to that trash can.
Yeah.
And I can be like, hey, Rudy, hold up. And he's like, and I can tell him, hey, and then he just sit down and wait. So okay, go explore. But if I need your attention, I want it. So we get to that point by having this leash first, then a little bit longer leash, making sure she's listening all the time here, and then eventually, we'll cruise around your guys' neighborhood until you drop the leash.
Yeah.
We'll walk around the whole neighborhood, and at first you'll be like,
Exactly.
are you sure? Okay, yeah. And then I'll tell you, like, it's okay, I can run her down if she runs, and that's kind of a lie, but it makes you feel better.
Yeah.
I can come back.
That was good.
Yeah. Good, red button. Every time you turn, tell her, let's go. Yeah. There you go. So remember that the remote is a good tool to keep on going, but ultimately we want it as a backup form of communication. Primary is just, let's go. Let's just have a conversation. I don't necessarily need any tools. I just need to ask you.
I don't know. I'll have to ask Mr. Joel next time we see him.
Good. So now go about maybe every other, every third time. Tell her let's go. But you're still tapping that red button. What we're teaching her by conditioning her like this is she feels that sensation, something's changing. She needs to pay attention to you. She needs to get with you. Switch from prey drive or defensive drive into pack drive. So pressure and hold the button, pressure and release. Oh, yes. So that's the next drill that we're gonna do, which is homework. So every other square, I want you to stop and have her sit. Only using the leash pressure and the remote button. Yep. Nice. Stop, pressure, button, release, pull. Yes. Because that remote collar is just another form of pressure. Once she does what we want her to do, we're communicating with it, we remove all forms of pressure. Now so her job that we're setting the stage for is anytime we stop, she sits. That's the pattern we're setting for her, and we're telling her job and we're showing her how to do her job and our expectation. Your job is to breathe. So the drill is show her, sit, get that, accomplish that, and then you take a beat and breathe to make sure you stay relaxed and calm, because otherwise even me, when I'm working with dogs, we get hyper-focused and we get tense, and now we start to get a little frustrated and she feels that. So I always want to just pause and breathe and take my time and then go forward again. So her job's to sit, your job is to be consistent in showing her that, and then to breathe and take care of your own self. Go ahead, every other square. Let's go. Good. Perfect. And that's the other thing. You move when you're ready. not necessarily when she's ready. You can take time. Sometimes I have people wait, stand there for 30 seconds or so. Breathe. Let her take things in. Go when you're ready. Go. Good. Beautiful. Do 3 more, just like that. Go. Check your number. 12 to 15 is going to be her range for working out here. In the house, it might be lower. Okay, and so we're going to go in and I'll show you how it works. Place with the remote, but it might be lower in the house. Most likely will be. Nice. Good. So now you're going to turn, tell her let's go, tap the button, and we'll head back. Let's go. And if she has the collar on, you have the remote, and she jumps up on you, you can tap it. Let her know that's not what we're doing. Good. Good. So we're gonna take her in, and I want you to pause. So I want you to, we'll go this way. So I want you to pause at the archway there, and then pause again before you go in, before you open the door. So same thing, go through the drill, have a sit, relax yourself, and then go forward, have a sit, relax yourself, open the door. I want the door open. If she gets up, reset her. So we're using the remote and the leash. Tell her, not telling her anything, just remote and leash. So we get that. So we can have the door open and her just sitting. Oh, good. Got it. So we might have to have more pressure so we can bring in, yes, because we're close to the door. So she's now went from being with you to defensive drive. She's trying to get away. So that means her state of mind increased. So we might need to add more reach pressure. We might need to come in front of her and add some psychological pressure. So we can layer all the forms of pressure. So go ahead, come to zip there. So that, I want to bring her back here because here
the door first.
it's not about her going first, it's about what her state of mind is. I mean, yes, that is rude. Like if you and I were going in the door and I went and you're reaching for the door and I went right here, that would be really rude. But so there's no reason she should get away with that either. So bring her back. The second she accelerated, I'm turning and going. I want to switch her drives. So that's the biggest thing for her and you guys is understand when she gets in flight, and we want to switch her out of that. It's right there, right about where Lauren's standing, she got into flight, and then right about here, it's literally escape. It's actually the next level of flight. It's escape. I'm trying to get away, so bring her back. Let's go. Keep going. Just walk. Don't wait on her. You're moving. Because otherwise, if you wait on her, she switches back into flight. So we're moving.
Let's go.
Yes.
Let's go.
There you go. Right there, that was good. Good, come forward, but be ready right about here, right about when she hits here, to turn and go. In fact, I just want you to, as soon as her nose crosses this plane, tap, and tell her let's go. Because we already know it's going to happen.
Let's go.
Good.
Let's go.
Come all the way here. Turn, let's go.
Let's go.
state of mind is she going in the door with?
Yeah.
You know, that's what matters number one is for her, especially right now because she gets flighty and her insecurities. I gotta get away. It's up here and I'm scared. But so that's number one for her. Number two for any dog, I want calm, cooperative, polite before we go in anyway. Like even if you're not in a flight state of mind, just slow down. Like don't drag me in the door. Let me open the door, pause, and then we can go in together. Like, I don't care if she goes in first. It's not about. She's not winning. She's not dominating me if she goes in first. It's not even in her brain that that's happening. But if she's in flight and escape, and we let that happen, she's practicing that.
Yeah.
There's nothing dangerous out here. I'm pretty sure. So you have options now, and I would suggest tap, tell her let's go, and do it one time. Because this open door doesn't necessarily mean she gets to go in. We might need to just change it up and say let's go. So tap it, tell her let's go. Yes. Because that's displacing her expectations. Normally, her expectation is what? Doors open,
Go inside.
we go in. Good. Yes. Now we can go in. Yeah, that was nice. The one thing I did say that I told Jessica is when you guys, the first time you walk by, a rabbit shoots out and she's just like, she maybe looks and you tap the button, she's like, oh, yeah, did you need me? Any type of success like that, anything that she's overcome. You walk by something that other, you know, a little white fluffy dog and she's just cruising by and she looks and you maybe tap the button a couple times and she looks up, she's like, yeah, did you need me? Those are the times I want to celebrate. I want to celebrate that. When we're doing the drill of teaching her just to sit when we stop, I'm not going to celebrate that. We're teaching manners. You know, we're teaching the kids to chew with their mouth closed at that point. We're not like, oh, buddy, you did such a good job chewing with your mouth closed. No, that's just, we're just teaching her expectations on how we want her to be. But if it's something we know is challenging, yeah, enjoy, celebrate with her. Like, it's okay, you know. And even doing some tap and turns, like sometimes when we're in the flow and we're doing it, you know, we're out on our walk and we're doing drills, we're walking, all of a sudden I'm like, hey, let's go. And she catches up, good job. And then we're back to it. I'm not gonna overdo it, but I'm just pat her on the head. I'll pat her on the, I'll slap her on the face. Good job, bud, let's go. Engage with them and make them want to work for you, you know, especially because there's going to be a time where you guys do something and she's going to, and I saw it at the park actually after our very first session, she catches up and she's looking up and she's like, I'm doing it right. She's literally saying like, looking for your approval because she feels like she just did something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good job, bro. And then we're back to work.
Yeah.
Celebrate and then get back to work. This is nice now, we go in. Now you drop the leash and go anywhere.
Do I need to push one or
Well,
not?
you just go in.
Drop the leash,
Yes. Drop the leash. So let's go. Nice.